Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Jason Geyer here at Noble Real Estate Services, Property Management and Sales. And today we're going to be talking about the anatomy of an eviction. Oftentimes when people don't pay their rent, or if they don't comply with the terms and conditions of their contract, we need to enter into an eviction status on that tenancy. And many times people who self-manage don't know the actual process that one has to go through legally to remove a tenant from possession of the premises. It's a very emotionally charged situation, usually because the owners are really depending on their rent money, and if people don't pay, they want them out, and they want them out today. And unfortunately, that's just not how the law works. The way the law works is if a tenant hasn't paid their rent when it's due, say on the 1st, legally you can serve a 3-day notice to pay rent or quit, which gives the tenant 3 business days to either deliver possession of the premises, meaning return keys to the property and vacate, or they can pay their rent. After those 3 business days, legally, you can refuse receiving the rent and proceed with the eviction process. And what that looks like is you submit your case worksheet through the courts, and then you have the tenant served. Typically, if the tenant answers the door and you serve them their papers, they have 5 days to respond to the complaint that they've been served. If they avoid you, then you have to petition the court to go ahead and just post it on the door, which is called an order to post. And then 15 days has to go by before you can proceed with the next step. And in those 15 days, if the tenant responds with an answer to the complaint, then a trial date gets set. And then you get to go to court and show the judge how the tenant didn't pay or didn't abide by the terms and conditions of the contract. And subject to the verdict of that court case, the outcome, you will either win the case in a judgment against that tenant, and then a sheriff's lockout will be scheduled. And again, that's usually 3 to 4 weeks following the court date. So all told, depending on the court calendar, how many cases they're listening to, evictions can take anywhere from 6 weeks to 3 months, depending on how busy and inundated the courts are. And with the courts consolidating all of their evictions into the downtown courthouse, they're basically pretty backed up. So you want to make sure that you qualify your tenants well, you have a large security deposit, and put your seatbelt on, because it becomes a pretty bumpy ride when you have to go into an eviction status. If you have any questions about evictions, or you need a great property manager to rescue you from a non-paying tenant, give me a call. Thanks again for listening, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.